is Yahuwah, eternal, mighty, holy, El Elohim, only, supreme. Thou who art self-originated, incorruptible, spotless, uncreate, immaculate, immortal, self-complete, self-illuminating, without father, without mother, unbegotten, exalted, fiery one, lover of men, benevolent, bountiful, jealous over me, and very compassionate. Eli, that is, my Elohim, eternal, mighty, holy Sabaoth, very glorious, El, Jael, thou art he whom my soul hath loved, eternal protector, shining like fire, whose voice is like thunder, whose look is like lightning, all-seeing, who receiveth the prayers of such as honor thee. Thou, O light, shinest before the light of the morning upon thy creatures, and in thy heavenly dwelling place there is no need of any other light than of the unspeakable splendor from the lights of thy countenance. Accept my prayer, likewise also the sacrifice which thou hast prepared thee through me who sought thee. Accept me favorably, and show me, and teach me, and make known to thy servant as thou hast promised me. Hallelujah. Shalom, saints. Today's walk will continue from the Lost Books, the first gospel of the infancy of Yahusha HaMashiach. We will cover, with the Most High Yah's blessing, chapter 13 through 16 of the 22 chapters. All praise to the Most High Yah. Chapter 13. A girl, whose blood Satan sucked, receives one of Christ's swaddling cloths from the Virgin. Satan comes like a dragon. He shows it to him. Flames and burning coal proceed from it and fall upon him. He is miraculously discomfited and leaves the girl. There was also a girl who was afflicted by Satan, for that cursed spirit did frequently appear to her in the shape of a dragon, and was inclined to swallow her up, and had so sucked out all her blood, that she looked like a dead carcass. As often as she came to herself, with her hands ringed about her head, she would cry out and say, Woe, woe is me, and that there is no one to be found who can deliver me from that impious dragon? Her father and mother, and all who were about her and saw her, mourned and wept over her. And all who were present would especially be under sorrow and in tears, when they heard her bewailing and saying, My brethren and friends, is there no one who can deliver me from this murderer? Then the prince's daughter, who had been cured of her leprosy, hearing the complaint of that girl, went up to the top of the castle, and saw her with her hands twisted about her head, pouring out a flood of tears, and all the people that were about her in sorrow. Then she asked the husband of the possessed person whether his wife's mother was alive, and he told her that her father and mother were both alive. Then she ordered her mother to be sent to her, to whom, when she saw her coming, she said, Is this possessed girl thy daughter? She, mourning and bewailing, said, Yes, madame, I bore her. The prince's daughter answered, Disclose the secret of her case to me, for I confess to you that I was leprous, but the Lady Mary, the mother of Yahshua HaMashiach, healed me. And if you desire your daughter to be restored to her former state, take her to Bethlehem, and inquire for Mary and the mother of Yahusha, and doubt not but your daughter will be cured, for I do not question but you will come home with great joy of your daughter's recovery. As soon as ever she had done speaking, she arose and went with her daughter to the place appointed, and to Mary, and told her case of her daughter. Remember, saint, the key to this is when we request things from our Yahusha HaMashiach, don't doubt. When Saint Mary had heard her story, she gave her a little of water which she had washed the baby of her son Yahusha, and bade her to pour it upon the body of her daughter. Likewise she gave her one of the swaddling cloths of the Lord Yahusha, and said, Take this swaddling cloth, and sew it to thine enemy as often as thou seest him. And she went away in peace. After they had left that city and returned home, and the time was come in which Satan was wont to seize her, in the same moment this cursed spirit appeared to her in the shape of a huge dragon, and the girl seeing him was afraid. The mother said to her, Be not afraid, daughter. Let him alone till he comes near to thee. Then show him the swaddling cloth which the Lady Mary gave us, and we shall see the event. Satan then, coming like a dreadful dragon, the body of the girl trembled with fear. But as soon as she had put the swaddling cloth upon her head, and about her eyes, and showed it to him, presently there issued forth from the swaddling cloth flames and burning coals, and fell upon the dragon. Oh! How great a miracle was this which was done! As soon as the dragon saw the swaddling cloth of the Lord Yahusha, fire went forth and was scattered upon his head and eyes, and so that he cried out with a loud voice, What have I to do with thee, Yahusha, thou son of Mary? Whither shall I flee from thee? So he drew back much affrighted, and left the girl, and she was delivered from this trouble, and sang praises and thanks to Yahuwah, and with her and all who were present at the working of the miracle. Chapter 14. Judas, when a boy, possessed by Satan, and brought by his parents to Yahusha to be cured, when he tries to bite, but failing to strike Yahusha and makes him cry out, whereupon Satan goes from Yahusha in the shape of a dog. Another woman likewise lived there, whose son was possessed by Satan. This boy, named Judas, as often as Satan seized him, was inclined to bite all that were present, and if he found no one else near him, he would bite his own hands and other parts. But the mother of this miserable boy, hearing of Saint Mary and her son Yahusha, arose presently, and taking her son in her arms, brought him to the Lady Mary. In the meantime, James and Joseph had taken away the infant and the Lord Yahusha to play at the proper season with other children. And when they went forth, they sat down, and the Lord Yahusha with them. Then Judas, who was possessed, came and sat down at the right hand of Yahusha. When Satan was acting upon him as usual, he went about to bite the Lord Yahusha, and because he could not do it, he struck Yahusha on the right side, so that he cried out. And in that same moment Satan went out of the boy, and ran away like a mad dog. This same boy who struck Yahusha, out of whom Satan went in the form of a dog, was Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him to the Jews. And that same side on which Judas struck him, Jews pierced with a spear. Chapter 15. Yahusha and the other boys played together, and make day figures of animals. Yahusha caused them to walk, also makes day birds, which he causes to fly, and eat and drink. The children's parent, alarmed, take Yahusha for a sorcerer. He goes to a dyer's shop, and throws all the clothes into the furnace, and works a miracle therewith, whereupon the Jews praise Yahuwah. And when the Lord Yahusha was 7 years of age, he was on a certain day with other boys and companions about the same age, who when they were at play made clay into several shapes, namely, asses, oxen, birds, and other figures, each boasting of his work and endeavoring to exceed the rest. Then the Lord Yahusha said to the boys, I will command these figures which I have made to walk. And immediately they moved, and when he commanded them to return, they returned. He also made the figures of birds and sparrows, which, when he commanded to fly, did fly, and when he commanded to stand still, did stand still. And if he gave them meat and drink, they did eat and drink. When at length the boys went away and related these things to their parents, their fathers said to them, Take heed, children, for the future of this company, for he is a sorcerer. Shun and avoid him, and from henceforth never play with him. On a certain day also, when the Lord Yahusha was playing with the boys and running about, he passed by a dyer's shop, whose name was Salem. And there were in his shops many pieces of cloth belonging to the people of that city, which they designed to dye of several colors. Then the Lord Yahusha, going into the dyer's shop, took all the cloths and threw them into the furnace. When Salem came home and saw the cloth spoiled, he began to make a great noise, and to chide the Lord Yahusha, and saying, What hast thou done to me, O thou son of Mary? Thou hast injured me both, me and my neighbors. They all desired their cloths of a proper color, but thou hast come and spoiled them all. The Lord Yahusha replied, I will change the color of every cloth to what color thou desirest. And then he presently began to take the cloths out of the furnace, and they were all dyed of those same colors which the dyer desired. And when the Jews saw this surprising miracle, they praised Yahuwah. Chapter 16. Christ miraculously widens our contracts, the gates. Milk pails, sieves, or bones, not properly made by Joseph, he not being skilful at his carpenter's trade. The king of Jerusalem gives Joseph an order for a 72 throne. Joseph works on it for 2 years in the king's palace, and makes it 2 spans too short, the king being angry with him. Yahusha comforts him, commands him to pull one side of the throne while he pulls the other, and brings it to its proper dimensions, whereupon the bystanders praise Yahuwah. And Joseph, wheresoever he went in the city, took the Lord Yahusha with him, where he was sent for the work to make gates, or milk pails, or sieves, or boxes. The Lord Yahusha was with him wherever so he went. And as often as Joseph had anything in his work, to make longer or shorter, or wider or narrow, the Lord Yahusha would stretch his hands towards it, and presently it became as Joseph would have it, so that he had not need to finish anything with his own hands, for he was not very skilful at his carpenter's trade. On a certain time the king of Jerusalem sent for him, and said, I would have thee make me a throne of the same dimensions with that place in which I commonly sit. Joseph obeyed, and forthwith began the work, and continued 2 years in the king's palace before he finished it. And when he came to fix it in its place, he found it wanted 2 spans on each side of the appointed measure, which, when the king saw, he was very angry with Joseph. And Joseph, afraid of the king's anger, went to bed without his supper, taking not anything to eat. Then the Lord Yahusha asked him what he was afraid of. Joseph replied, Because I have lost my labor in the work which I have been about these 2 years. And Yahusha said to him, Fear not, neither be cast down. Do thou lay hold on one side of the throne, and I will the other, and we will bring it to its just dimensions. And when Joseph had done as the Lord Yahusha said, and each of them had with strength drawn his side, the throne obeyed, and was brought to the proper dimensions of the place. Which miracle when they stood by saw, they were astonished, and praised Yahuwah. The throne was made of the same wood which was in being in Solomon's time, namely, wood adorned with various shapes and figures. And a certain woman, whom had been healed of evil spirits and infirmities, Mary called Magdalene, out of whom went 7 devils. And Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary? And are not his brothers James, Joseph, and Simon and Judas? Thank you, saints, for watching. I hope you return. We have completed 16 chapters out of 22. Yah willing, I'll be creating more till completion. Till next time, keep strong. Put on the whole armor of Yah. Read Ephesians 6, verses 10 through 18. And Shalom. Psalm 100. A psalm for giving grateful praise. Make a joyful noise unto Yahuwah, all ye lands. Serve Yahuwah with gladness, and come before his presence with singing. Know ye that Yahuwah, he is Elohim. It is he that has made us, and not ourselves. We are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For Yahuwah is good. His mercy is everlasting, and his truth endures to all generations. Hallelujah.